Yeah, hello everyone. The event which we have organized today was about how the international companies who are selling their products in India can actually understand India better to sell better. So that's what I would like to summarize in a very short, one sentence. I think the biggest highlight, if you ask me, or the most important one um, is the sense of what is needed to be successful in India while you're selling international products. Almost across all the sessions, the panelists and some participants spoke of the cultural differences. We are a very diverse country. So the cultural differences and the need to understand and assimilate the cultural diversity which India offers is something which I would say was the biggest takeaway of the day. And everyone, whether they have been here only for 6 months now or for 25 years, everyone, whether they were expats in India living only for a few months now or have been here for 10, 12, 15 years, were of the same opinion that while the Indian diaspora, the professionals from India try to get in line with what the expectations from the head offices are for those companies, equally importantly, the head offices also need to adapt or accept the diversity, accept the cultural differences, which have a great bearing on how the business will be performed. So I think that was one big takeaway. We always talk about it, but it was again in action we saw how important it is to have that. So there were people from 12 different countries, companies from 12 different countries. Some of them were our clients, are our clients, and some of them are not our clients, but they are, end of the day, both selling international products in India, and that was a unique theme which we have created. All the participants and the panelists in this unique event were companies and professionals, heads of these companies in India, who are international companies selling their products in India. Whether they're importing and selling or manufacturing and selling, but that's the common theme. And so that makes this event very unique, a first of its kind, where only all the sales heads of these companies are, interacting, exchanging notes, and learning from each other, because they all are in a similar situation, selling products which are very high quality, of course, high priced, in a country like India, which is very price sensitive but expects the best quality. And how do they maneuver that situation, and everyone being in the same boat, so to say? I think that was the core essence of this event, that they were able to exchange notes, share similar situations they are in, maybe learn from each other, and of course build bonds when they connect over here. And I'm sure these bonds will last a lifetime. Professional bonds last much longer than friendly bonds in the age of the social media, where at one click you friend somebody and the other click you unfriend somebody. But these bonds will stay for longer. So the key topics were very topical, I should say, given the audience, the focused target audience we had in mind. Of course, one was, how do you sell foreign products in India, right? That's the first key thing for any company which is either coming in or already here in India. How do you sell foreign, high quality, high price products in India? And a topic which is very a big pain here for most of these international companies is, how do you find the right talent to sell those products, right? So this goes hand in hand. And of course, the third thing, because they were almost all of them are the CEOs and country heads of these companies, is how do you manage foreign companies in India? So as we all know that for foreign companies, whether it's compliances from the government side, the regulatory side, or there are issues how to target the market, how do you find the right distribution channel, they all are slightly at a disadvantage when it comes to comparing them with the Indian counterparts. So these three topics is what we typically thought of would be interesting, and the whole day interactions, engagements were around those topics, and I can safely say that the outcome was extremely enriching for everyone. I mean, they are seasoned professionals; they are not rookies who just joined yesterday. They all of them have at least 20-25 years each of them behind them, experience of managing companies. And still, when you heard what they were talking amongst each other, you could think, you could see that yes, there are still challenges they face every day, and of course they are glad that they could share, because they don't even have people they can share these things with, right? Normally, I mean, either they talk to the head offices, and uneasy lies the head that wears a crown. So the CEOs don't even have the liberty or the flexibility of sharing everything with them. But a forum like this offers that opportunity, that you can open your heart and, like I said, make bonds for future, and get enriched from the professional exchanges. I think one of the most surprising things is what I just said a while ago, is that in spite of, and many of them having spent managing companies in India, international companies in India for so many years, are still not able to really fathom the complexities which foreign companies face in India while they try to sell and position themselves in the market. And this, I would say, not from one. I mean, I interact with many people, almost all of them. None of them, by the way, came across, oh, I'm the superstar, I've mastered it. None. And I think the humility with which, the acceptance of that fact, that while I've been doing this for so many years, but there's still a long way to go ahead, and there's still a lot to learn, is something which I would say was a common refrain from all of them, by all of them. So I would say that was, for me, a little surprising, because normally you would expect these, sales professionals, especially the heads of these organizations, to have mastered it. But it was evident that, one, they have not, and two, that they're humble enough to accept and admit, and which is why they, saw this as a nice forum to see what else can they learn from this, what takeaways they can take. Yeah.